Okay, everybody, welcome to the first assignment in this Google Basic class. Today we're going to work first with creating a folder. To do that, I thought I'd start from the very beginning. If you were going to open the slides, you could click on the link here, and this set of slides would open up, and you would see a little bit of the start, the syllabus, and then I'm going to go right on down to the first set of instructions. There's a written version. They will look like this right here as I slide this onto the screen when you open them up if you want the written instructions. I will also paste the video instructions inside the written if you would like to look at both while you complete the assignment. I'm going to coast and hold these out to the right so you can see the other side of the screen where I'm actually going to do the work. So let's get started and let's create a folder. Alright, it's pretty straightforward, pretty simple. If you go to the tiles up here at the right where it says Google Apps, and you can go to Drive. A lot of the work that we're going to do is going to be located inside the Drive, and there's going to be a few options that we have here today. The first thing we're going to do is create a folder. To do that, you're going to go to New, and you're going to click Folder. Once you click Folder, I'd like you to name the folder. So I would like you to name it a class that you currently teach. So I'm going to pause the video while you take the time to do that, and then I'll come right back after I name my folder. Alright, I've named my folder. If you notice, I have Teaching as a Career as my class, and then I put a dash, and then I put my first initial and last name. I'd like you to do the same so I can keep track of whose folder is whose. You will end up sharing this folder with me, along with all your assignments will go into this folder. So after you've done that, you can hit Create. And it should show up in your Drive. Now I have a ton of folders that I'm working with here. So just ignore the rest, and we're going to focus on this one right here. I have over here the instructions, and you'll notice there's a separate video instructions for creating a priority folder and creating a team drive. These things only work for Google as an education. If you have the Google Education group in your organization, then you can use that. But if you just have a regular Google account that's not tied to any organization or school, then you probably don't have these options. So if you want to do these, I put these steps in here in case you would be interested. They are not required for the grade. They are just information only, but I think it's important to know. Until it becomes a normal, constant thing, I won't make it a point thing or something that's required. So we're going to come right on down to copying a folder is going to be the next thing that we're going to do. So in the event that you want to make another version of this folder, we're going to show you how to do that. And it involves going and getting a web app. So with your instructions open, if your written instructions, you're going to need this extension. So we're going to go to this copy folder Chrome web app. We're going to click on that, and it's going to take us to a place where you can either visit the website or you can download the app. Some of you will have that option over here. I've already done that as it's one of my Chrome extensions. So if you want to do it that way, that's fine, or you can visit the website. I'll click visit the website, and it's going to bring up this permissions scenario. You can review the permissions, and it's going to ask you to use your Google ID to do that. I'm going to go ahead and do that. I've had this for I don't know how long, and it's worked fine for me. I've had no problems with it, and I understand you can read these and you can see that. I've had no issues with anything that I've used that's an add-on or an extension up to this point. So I'm going to go ahead and allow, and it's going to take me back here, and now if you ever wanted to make a copy of a folder you were already using, maybe you wanted to share it with somebody else. I actually had this happen to me in a conference in Oregon. You can simply go over here to your folder that you've created, and I want you to right click or control click depending on what you're using. As far as computer goes, I'm using a Mac, so I have to hold control and hit click. And you're going to get shareable link is what you're going to hit. And if this little message comes up, you're going to, whoops, it went away on me. Get shareable link, you're going to turn the shareable link on, and then you're going to copy it using, it keeps going away from me, I don't like that. Get shareable link, and Control C or Command C will copy that, and then over here you can paste that folder in, Command V or Control V, and notice it shows up like so, and hit next once you have that put in. And it's going to say copy of, and you're going to hit next, and you want it to be same as original. You could do these other options, but for my class only, I just want to see you do a same as original. next, and then it's just going to break down the basic permissions, and you're going to say copy folder. Okay, and then it's going to bring it over. It's going to initialize. I'll pause while it's doing that so this doesn't run over our video. Okay, it made the copy. The copy showed up here. Here's my original folder down here that took just a little bit, wasn't very long at all. Once you make that copy, I want you to simply grab this folder and drag it and put it inside your original creation, and then hit OK. Alright, I'll pause and get... Okay, mine's been copied and I drug it inside my Teaching as a Career, my other folder. If you want to see if it made it, you can double click on your folder like so. And sure enough, the copy of is inside. When I grade your stuff, that's what I want to see. I want to see the copy of inside of your normal original version. Okay, so to go back to your original version or to see it in your drive, you can just go up here to click My Drive. And I got to scroll down because I have so many folders. And sure enough, there it is. Yours might be at the top because you may not have very many folders. Okay, so now we're going to do some manipulating of this folder. We're going to do a couple things to it. So if you scroll on down your instructions, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to change the color. You, again, can right-click or you can control-click. And there's change color right here. I'm going to go ahead and change this to orange. Alright, you can pick whatever color you want. The next thing we're going to do after changing the color, there's a new thing you can do. It's not relatively new, but it's newer, I guess. I don't know that a lot of people do it. But adding characters or emojis to your title. We're going to use this copypastecharacter.com. I've already opened the website, so I'm going to go to it up here in my tabs. It's right here. And what I want to do is I want to add some character to my folders. It helps differentiate and find them quicker, in my opinion. At the top, you'll notice my Friends University has a little backpack by it. And so what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to right-click or control-click again on your file or your folder name. And I want you to go to Rename. So that dialog box is open, and you're going to leave that right there. And we're going to come over here to our copy characters. If you can do this in two different views or side by side, that's great. If not, you can just go from tab to tab. And you're going to pick an emoji, or if you don't like the ones that are presently showing, there's a lot more options. You can go to all characters, or you can go to specific things like currency, whatever your choice. So I'm going to take a moment, I'm going to find an emoji, and I'm going to plug it in, and then I'll come right back. So I'm going to pause. Alright, I have found the perfect emoji. It's the roller coaster over here. So to put this in, all you're going to do is select the emoji or the character that you want. You're going to do, for me, in a Mac, it's Command-C. You could do Control-C to copy, or you could right-click and copy. I'm going to do Command-C, and that copies it, and then I'm going to come over here to my name, and I'd like you to put one on the front and one on the back. Okay? Command-V is going to paste it in on that end, and then I'll click over here. Command-V will paste that one in. Just to give it a little character, a little flair. Do know that if you put it in the front, it's going to rearrange the order based on that character and where it ends in the folder. So it wouldn't surprise me if this moves to the top once we've done this. So let's hit OK and see what happens. So yep, it's not down here anymore. It sure enough, because it has a character, it moved it up here, which is fine with me. It's easier to see, and now we can teach from the beginning of the folder instead of the end. Alright, I'll pause for a second and we'll go to our next instruction. Okay, we're ready for the last step. The last step is going to be sharing the folder with me, so you can put all your assignments in there and I can have them and look at them. So to do that, you're going to come up to your folder, you're going to either control or right click, and you're going to click on that scenario, and we're going to hit this share option right here. And down here where it has people, you can share links, but we're not going to do that right now. We're going to share to people, and you're going to share with me, and you're going to put it in the, you're going to send it to me at this email address, jrzimmer@gmail.com. This is the folder I use, or the account I use to manage all my Friends University stuff. So if you will type that in and you will send it, that would be great. Now I want to go back to that real quick. Control, share, and when you're plugging this in, you notice after you put the email in that you got some options. You can organize, add, and edit, or you can view only. Please leave it as organize, add, and edit. Now I'm not going to go change any of your stuff, but it does allow me to leave comments and give suggestions much easier if you just leave it as edit and in that option. You'll also like the fact that when you share with other people and you put it like that, it makes it much more convenient to work together as opposed to a view-only folder. Okay. One of the defaults when you share a link is can view, and you got to be careful because some of you in organizations where they have, sometimes it'll say can edit, but only in your organization. You have to go change that if you want people outside the organization to be able to adjust, edit, and change it. Now that's when sharing a link. We'll talk about that again, but I thought I'd bring that up right now as kind of a preview to what's to come. All right, I'm going to cancel. I'm going to hit done here. You should see in your folder a person show up after you've shared it with me. That means someone else is also on the folder. These other folders down here don't have anybody on them, so they don't have a little person on there. If you want to double check yourself, obviously I'm going to comment if you shared with me, but you can go to advanced here and it'll show my little logo. This is my classroom, and it'll have my name, and it'll show me belonging to you. So if you want another way to confirm, just hit that advanced settings option and you can double check yourself to see if you've sent it to me. All right, that's it for this lesson. I'm going to hit done and we're going to move on.